I was sent to breed with an alien. I never expected to fall in love. The stars stretched across the sky like a sea of diamonds as Lyra stepped out of the shuttle. The planet beneath her feet glowed with strange colors, shifting between soft blues and gentle purples, reflecting off the crystal-like mountains that rose around the horizon. Her heart pounded with a mixture of fear and awe. She had been sent here on a mission unlike any other, a mission that humans whispered about but rarely spoke of openly. She was to meet the alien known as Ariane and participate in a program designed to unite two species in ways that might ensure humanity's survival among the stars. Lyra had trained for years for this moment, learning everything she could about the planet, the species, and the procedures she was supposed to follow. But no amount of preparation could have prepared her for the sheer beauty of the world around her. The air shimmered with a light mist, carrying scents she had never experienced, sweet, floral, and earthy all at once. She moved cautiously over the soft ground, feeling the pulse of the planet beneath her. It felt alive, almost as if it were welcoming her. The first time she saw Ariane, she froze. Standing at the edge of a grove that glowed with luminescent leaves, Ariane's form seemed both familiar and entirely alien. Tall and slender, with skin that reflected the faint colors of the environment, the being's eyes were large and deep, shining with intelligence and curiosity. They watched her quietly, head tilting slightly, as if trying to understand what she was. "Welcome, Lyra," Ariane said, and though the words sounded soft, they resonated directly in her mind. She realized immediately that this species communicated not just through speech but through thought, emotion, and subtle vibrations that carried meaning beyond words. "Thank you," Lyra replied, her voice trembling slightly. "It's beautiful here." Ariane moved closer, each step graceful and deliberate. "It is. I hope you will find it more than beautiful, human." For days, Lyra and Ariane engaged in what the humans had called the pairing protocol. But it was not what she had imagined. There were no aggressive rituals, no forced interactions. Instead, they spent hours together exploring the planet. They walked through glowing forests, waded in crystal-clear rivers, and studied the strange, floating creatures that seemed to drift through the air like slow-moving clouds. Lyra learned that the aliens valued trust, empathy, and shared experience above all else. Physical connection was only one part of understanding, and even that required consent and mutual curiosity. At first, Lyra felt awkward. Every interaction carried a weight of expectation that made her nervous, but Ariane had a calm patience that slowly eased her fears. When she stumbled in their shared exercises or misunderstood a gesture, Ariane would tilt their head, let a soft sound resonate in her mind, and gently guide her through it. It was unlike any communication she had ever known, and it stirred something deep inside her, a feeling of being seen and understood in ways humans rarely managed. One evening, as twin moons rose over the horizon, Lyra and Ariane sat beside a river that sparkled like liquid glass. They had been silent for a long time, watching the reflection of the moons ripple across the water. Lyra felt a quiet peace settle over her, a sense that she belonged here with this alien in this moment. Ariane's voice entered her mind again, soft and curious. "You seem different from the others who come here. You do not focus on obligation alone." Lyra laughed softly. "I suppose I've never been good at following rules blindly." She paused. Do you? Do you mind that I'm here for a mission, that I was sent to mate?" Ariane considered this, and the light in their eyes deepened. "I understand your purpose, human, but here, we do not see such acts as duty alone. We see connection, choice, and mutual respect. If you come with fear or obligation, it will fail. If you come with curiosity and openness, it may grow into something far more profound." Lyra felt her heart skip a beat. She had expected discomfort, maybe even disgust. Instead, she felt an unexpected warmth, a gentle invitation to trust, to explore feelings she had not anticipated. She realized that she was beginning to care for this being, not because of the mission, but because of who Oriane was. Over the next few days, their connection deepened. Lyra learned to share her thoughts without fear, and Oriane responded with understanding and patience. They exchanged memories, not intrusive but shared glimpses of their lives. Lyra saw images of Oriane's childhood among the aliens' family units, moments of joy, learning, and wonder. She shared her own memories of Earth, of the oceans and forests she loved, of small moments of laughter with friends and family. Each shared memory created a bond that went far beyond what the mission intended. One day, while exploring a field of plants that glowed faintly under the sun, Lyra stumbled and fell. Before she could catch herself, Oriane's long, graceful hands were there to steady her. Their fingers brushed, and a warmth spread through her chest that she could not ignore. She looked into Oriane's eyes and saw a reflection of her own surprise and hesitation. "You are learning, human," Oriane said, almost teasingly, though their voice was gentle. "You feel more than duty. You feel curiosity. You feel connection." Lyra swallowed, her cheeks flushing. I think I'm beginning to understand you more than I expected." Oriane smiled, a gesture that seemed to glow from within them. "And I feel the same, human. Perhaps this mission is teaching us both in ways we did not anticipate." As the days turned into weeks, Lyra realized she was no longer thinking of the mission as a set of instructions. She was thinking of Oriane. She wanted to learn, to share, to explore not because she had to, but because she desired it. Every gesture, every thought shared, every laugh they exchanged wove them closer together. She never imagined that a duty assigned by humans could evolve into something so personal, so tender. One night, under the twin moons, Oriane invited Lyra to a ceremony the aliens called the Memory Flow. They sat across from each other in a circle of softly glowing stones, hands lightly touching the ground. Oriane reached out, touching Lyra's hand, and a gentle wave of emotion passed through her mind, memories of joy, of curiosity, of quiet wonder. She returned it, sending feelings of hope, excitement, and trust. They shared moments of their lives in ways that words could never capture, and Lyra felt her heart swell with a feeling she could not deny. When it was over, they sat in silence for a long time, letting the emotions settle. Lyra finally spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to feel this way." Oriane tilted their head, eyes reflecting the soft light of the moons. "Neither did I, human. Perhaps love is not bound by species. Perhaps it is bound by understanding, by choice, by openness." For the first time, Lyra realized she was falling, not just into duty or curiosity, but into something entirely new, entirely profound. The mission, the humans, the expectations, all of it faded in comparison to the connection she felt with Oriane. And though she knew the days ahead might be filled with difficult choices, she also knew she had discovered something that would change her forever. As she lay that night beneath the glowing sky, listening to the quiet hum of the alien world, she allowed herself to hope. She hoped that this connection, born of duty, could grow into something lasting, something beautiful. And somewhere deep in her heart, she knew that the journey ahead would not just be about the mission. It would be about discovering what it truly meant to love and to be loved across the stars. The light of the twin moons washed over the alien landscape, casting long shadows across the glowing fields where Lyra and Oriane walked side by side. The days since the Memory Flow ceremony had been filled with quiet, gentle discovery. Lyra had come to understand that the mission she had been sent on was no longer simply about following orders. It had become something far more personal, something that both frightened and thrilled her. She could feel it in every glance, every subtle touch, every shared thought with Oriane. Oriane moved with their usual grace, their luminous skin reflecting the soft colors of the environment. "You have been quiet, human," they said gently, their voice resonating in Lyra's mind. "What do you feel now?" Lyra paused, taking a deep breath. She had learned to trust these questions, to answer honestly without fear. I don't think about the mission anymore, she admitted. I think about you. I think about us. I don't want to follow a plan when it feels so wrong compared to what I feel here. Oriane's eyes softened. That is wise. Feelings cannot be ignored, even by those sent to follow duty. Here, choice and understanding are more powerful than obligation. If we act without them, all will fail. For the first time, Lyra truly understood the depth of the alien's wisdom. Humans had always moved forward with plans, with objectives, often forgetting the feelings of others along the way. Here, with Oriane, she saw a way to move forward that honored connection and respect, not just duty. And in that moment, she realized that love, real love, was not something to be assigned or forced. It was something that grew slowly, carefully, and naturally. The following days were spent in shared exploration, but now their activities carried a new significance. They experimented with forms of communication beyond words, allowing thoughts and images to flow between them in gentle waves. Lyra discovered she could share small memories, sensations of touch, and even emotions without fear of misunderstanding. Oriane's mind was calm and patient, guiding her, encouraging her to open herself fully. Every exchange deepened the bond they shared. One afternoon, they arrived at a grove filled with flowers that glowed with soft golden light. Lyra bent down to examine a blossom, its petals shimmering in her hands. She could feel Oriane's attention on her, warm and comforting. These flowers are called the mirrors of memory, Oriane explained. They reflect what is in your heart if you are willing to see. Curious, Lyra held a bloom closer to her chest. A gentle vibration ran through her mind, and she saw images of herself laughing with friends, of sunsets she had loved on Earth, of quiet nights spent dreaming of the stars. But then the vision shifted. She saw herself standing beside Oriane, walking across this alien world, sharing thoughts, feelings, and dreams. She saw the trust in their eyes, the care, the connection that had grown between them. Her heart tightened with both wonder and fear. Oriane reached out, touching her hand gently. Do you see, human? You have chosen to connect, to feel, to understand. This is more important than duty. You have chosen love. Lyra felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming clarity of her emotions. I didn't expect this, she whispered. I thought I would come here for a mission, for rules and instructions. But what I've found, what I feel, it's nothing like that. It's real. Oriane's hand rested lightly on hers. Then it is real. We cannot control what we feel, but we can choose what we do with it. It was during these moments that Lyra began to understand a truth that humans often overlooked. Connection, empathy, and respect were as powerful as any mission, any duty, any plan. The bond she shared with Oriane was not simply a product of circumstance. It was a choice, made in every thought, every shared memory, and every gentle touch. One day, a message arrived from the human coalition. It shimmered through the communication device she had brought, urgent and formal. They demanded a decision: proceed with the hybridization program as instructed, or return to Earth immediately. Lyra felt a pang of panic. The old rules she had lived by seemed suddenly distant and irrelevant. Her thoughts went to Oriane, to the life they had begun to share, to the trust and love that had blossomed. She turned to Oriane, her eyes searching theirs for guidance. They want an answer, she said quietly. They want me to follow the mission exactly as it was planned. Oriane tilted their head, considering her words. And what do you feel, human? Lyra swallowed hard. I feel that the mission is not everything. I feel that what we have is important. I don't want to leave this behind. I want to stay. I want to explore with you. I want to understand what it means to be together, fully and completely. Oriane's eyes glimmered with a warmth that made Lyra's heart race. Then you will speak for us both. You will explain that connection, consent, and love are not weaknesses. They are strength. You will teach them that humans can grow without coercion, that partnership is more than duty. Together, they composed a message that described not only the mission but the deeper understanding they had reached. They explained that hybridization could not be forced, that it required respect, understanding, and choice. They described the bond they shared, the mutual growth, and the profound emotional connection that had developed. Lyra sent the message, her heart pounding, unsure how the humans would respond. The reply took hours, then days. In the meantime, Lyra and Ariane continued their shared exploration, discovering new plants, observing alien creatures, and exchanging memories and emotions. Each day, Lyra felt her affection for Ariane deepen, realizing that love could exist in forms she had never imagined. It was patient, kind, and respectful, growing not from obligation but from shared understanding. Finally, the response arrived. To Lyra's relief, the human coalition acknowledged the depth of their message. They approved a revised approach, one that allowed for ethical collaboration, mutual understanding, and respect for choice. Lyra's heart soared. She had not only preserved her connection with Ariane, but she had also helped humanity take a step forward in understanding another species. That evening, under the soft glow of the twin moons, Lyra and Ariane sat together in the grove of mirrors of memory. Lyra reached out, holding Ariane's hand in both of hers. "We did it," she whispered. We changed things." Ariane's luminous eyes met hers. "Yes, human, and we did it together. Our connection has shown that understanding and love are stronger than fear and obligation." Lyra smiled, feeling a warmth that spread through her chest, deeper than she had ever known. "I never expected this. I never expected to fall in love with someone so different from me, in a place so far from home. But now, I can't imagine being anywhere else." Ariane leaned closer, their thoughts intertwining with hers in a gentle, comforting embrace. "Nor can I, human. Our journey has only just begun. There are worlds to explore, experiences to share, and feelings to discover. Together, we will see what love truly means across the stars." As they sat side by side, bathed in the soft light of the alien world, Lyra felt a profound sense of belonging. She was no longer just a human on a mission. She was part of something greater, a connection that transcended species, obligation, and expectation. It was a love built on understanding, patience, and choice, a love that could survive across worlds. And as the moons rose higher in the sky, casting their gentle glow over the landscape, Lyra and Ariane shared a quiet promise. They would continue to explore, to learn, and to love, not because anyone had told them to, but because it was the truth they had discovered together. And in that truth, Lyra found not only happiness but hope for humanity itself, a hope that one day humans could love, understand, and grow alongside the stars, guided not by duty alone but by the power of connection. The nights passed, and every morning brought new discoveries. Lyra found joy in the simplest moments, walking hand in hand with Ariane through fields that shimmered with alien light, sharing memories of Earth and the stars, or simply sitting together in silence, feeling the pulse of the world beneath them. Each day she felt more at home on this distant planet than she had ever felt on Earth. Through it all, one thing remained constant: the bond between them. It was patient, steady, and ever-growing, a quiet reminder that love could exist in the most unexpected places, between the most unlikely beings. And as they looked out over the horizon, where glowing mountains met the endless sky, Lyra knew that the mission she had been sent on had become something far more meaningful than she had ever imagined. It had become a journey of the heart. The days on the alien world stretched on, each one bringing new discoveries and deeper understanding. Lyra had learned to navigate the planet's unique rhythms, to read its soft vibrations in the air, and to anticipate Ariane's subtle signals. Together, they had explored forests that glowed in colors she could not name, rivers that shimmered like liquid crystals, and plains where the wind carried whispers of memories. Every moment was shared, not just through words but through thought, emotion, and the quiet connection that had grown between them. Yet even in this harmony, Lyra felt a stirring of uncertainty. She had been sent as a representative of humanity, and while the human coalition had accepted her ethical approach, she knew that there were still countless questions about how humans and this alien species could truly coexist. Could love between species be understood and respected by everyone back home? Could humans learn to value connection over control, choice over obligation? These thoughts sometimes weighed heavily on her mind, even as she walked beside Oriane under the alien moons. One morning, as sunlight spilled over the horizon in soft pinks and golds, Oriane led her to a valley she had not yet explored. The air here was warmer, filled with the scent of flowers that seemed to hum faintly with life. Lyra could feel the subtle vibrations of the ground beneath her, a gentle rhythm that seemed almost musical. "This place," Oriane said, "is where we come to reflect. It is sacred to my people because it allows one to see their path clearly without fear or distraction." Lyra took a deep breath, letting the serenity of the place settle over her. "It's beautiful," she said softly. "I've never seen anything like it." Oriane's eyes glimmered. "Nor have I seen anyone like you, human. You have grown in ways I did not expect. Your understanding of connection, your patience, your curiosity, it honors both our worlds." As they walked together, Lyra realized how much she had changed since arriving. She had come here unsure, following orders she barely understood, but now she felt a sense of purpose that went far beyond duty. She was here because of choice, because of love, because of the bond she shared with Oriane. And she could see that Oriane felt the same, an emotional honesty and depth that made her heart ache with joy. They reached a pool of water at the center of the valley, its surface perfectly still, reflecting the sky like a mirror. Oriane knelt and touched the water lightly, sending ripples across the surface. "Look human," they said. "The water reflects not just what is above it, but what is within. Your thoughts, your feelings, they are visible here if you allow them." Lyra knelt beside them, staring into the pool. At first, she saw only her own reflection, her familiar face framed by the alien landscape. But then the image shifted, showing memories she had shared with Oriane. The first time they had walked through the glowing forest, the laughter that had echoed between them during small misunderstandings, the quiet nights under the twin moons where no words were needed. Each memory carried emotion, a warmth that made her chest ache with happiness. Oriane's hand rested lightly on hers. "Do you see, human? Connection grows not from obligation but from shared experiences. Love grows when hearts are open, when understanding guides actions." Lyra nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "I see. I feel it. Every moment with you it's changed me. I never thought I could feel this way about someone so different, someone from another world. But now I can't imagine my life without you." Oriane smiled, their luminous eyes reflecting hers. "Nor can I, human. You have chosen to be present, to be open, to be more than what was expected. That is the greatest gift you could offer." The bond between them continued to deepen over the following weeks. They discovered new ways to communicate, experimenting with shared sensations, thoughts, and images. Lyra learned to send subtle feelings of joy, curiosity, and wonder, while Oriane responded with encouragement, guidance, and care. Each day was a lesson, not in duty, but in understanding. Lyra realized that this was the essence of their connection, a mutual growth that neither could have achieved alone. One afternoon, as they explored a field where the grass shimmered like silver threads, Lyra paused to examine a strange plant. Its petals opened slowly, revealing tiny lights that danced like fireflies. "It's amazing," she whispered, reaching out to touch it. A soft vibration passed through her hand, and she felt a warmth radiate through her body. Oriane knelt beside her. "This is the flower of reflection. It responds to your emotions. Your curiosity and wonder make it bloom." Lyra laughed softly, feeling a joy that seemed to radiate through the entire valley. So even the plants here, they feel, Oriane nodded. Everything on this world is connected. Your emotions, your presence, your thoughts, they influence the world around you. That is why understanding and respect are so important. Lyra realized that this planet had taught her more than she had ever imagined. It was not just about survival or duty. It was about connection, empathy, and the power of choice. She thought of humanity and the lessons they still needed to learn. If humans could embrace this way of thinking, this deep respect for life and connection, they could thrive not just on distant planets, but in ways they had never imagined. Days turned into weeks, and Lyra and Oriane's bond continued to grow stronger. They shared laughter and joy, quiet moments of reflection, and the simple comfort of being together. Every shared memory, every gentle touch, every thought exchanged became a thread weaving their hearts closer. Lyra realized that she was no longer just a visitor or a participant in a mission. She was part of this world, part of this connection, part of something that transcended both species. One evening, under the soft glow of the twin moons, Oriane led Lyra to a high cliff overlooking the valley. The view was breathtaking. Forests that glowed with colors she could not name, rivers that sparkled like liquid diamonds, and mountains that shimmered in the moonlight. Lyra felt a sense of awe and peace wash over her. "Look," Oriane said softly, "this is the world we share. The bond we have is a reflection of what is possible when understanding and love guide actions." Lyra took a deep breath, feeling the cool night air on her skin. "I've never felt anything like this," she whispered. "I never imagined a connection could be so complete. It's not just love, it's trust, understanding, and respect. It's everything I didn't know I needed." Oriane reached out, taking her hand in both of theirs. "And it is only the beginning, human. There are countless worlds to explore, countless experiences to share, and countless ways to grow together. Love is not a destination, it is a journey, and we are traveling it side by side." Lyra smiled, feeling a warmth that spread through her chest. "I want to travel this journey with you," she said. "I want to learn, to grow, and to discover everything with you by my side." Oriane's luminous eyes reflected the moonlight as they leaned closer, their thoughts intertwining with hers in a gentle, comforting embrace. "Then we will, together, human. Nothing can limit what we can share and become." In the following days, Lyra and Oriane continued to explore the planet, discovering hidden valleys, secret waterfalls, and creatures that shimmered like starlight. Each new experience strengthened their bond, teaching them new ways to communicate, understand, and connect. Lyra realized that love, in its purest form, was not about obligation or duty. It was about presence, choice, and shared growth. One afternoon, as they rested beside a quiet stream, Lyra reflected on how far she had come. She had arrived on this planet uncertain, following orders she barely understood. Now, she felt a deep sense of belonging and purpose. She had not only discovered love, but had also helped bridge the understanding between humans and Oriane's people. She had learned that connection, empathy, and choice were more powerful than duty alone. Oriane sensed her thoughts and spoke gently in her mind. "You have grown, human. You have learned to see beyond obligation, beyond rules, beyond expectation. You have discovered what it means to connect, to love, and to understand. This is your gift, not just to me, but to both our worlds." Lyra smiled, feeling a sense of peace that she had never known. "And it is a gift I will continue to share," she whispered. "I want our worlds to learn from each other, to grow together, to understand that love and respect are stronger than any mission or command." Oriane's hand rested lightly on hers, their thoughts entwined. "Then we will continue, human. Side by side, we will explore, discover, and grow. Together, we will show that love is not bound by species, distance, or expectation. It is bound only by choice, understanding, and connection." As the moons rose higher, casting their soft glow across the alien landscape. Lyra felt a sense of hope and wonder that stretched beyond the horizon. She knew that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges, discoveries, and moments of growth, but she also knew that she would face it with Ariane by her side. Together, they had learned the true meaning of connection, the strength of choice, and the power of love that transcends worlds. And as they sat together, hands intertwined, gazing at the glowing forests and shimmering rivers, Lyra understood that she had found not only love but a purpose greater than any mission. She had discovered what it meant to belong, to connect, and to journey through the stars with a partner who shared her heart, her mind, and her spirit. In that moment, Lyra felt complete, not because of duty, expectation, or mission, but because of the bond she had chosen, nurtured, and cherished. And as the alien world hummed softly around them, she knew that this was only the beginning, a beginning of endless possibilities, endless discoveries, and endless love across the stars. The journey of the heart, she realized, was the greatest adventure of all. The alien planet had become a second home for Lyra. Every morning, she woke to the soft glow of the twin suns peeking over the crystal-like mountains, their light refracting in shades of pink, gold, and violet across the shimmering landscape. She could hear the quiet hum of the world around her, the gentle rustle of bioluminescent leaves, the flowing rivers that sparkled like liquid diamonds, and the faint vibrations that seemed to pulse from the planet itself. It was a sound unlike anything on Earth, a melody of life that resonated deep within her chest. Oriane moved beside her, their luminous skin reflecting the light, their presence calm and steady. Lyra had grown to understand their subtle ways of communicating, the soft mental vibrations that carried meaning beyond words. Their bond had deepened over weeks, and now it felt unshakable. But with that bond came reflection. Lyra often thought about the human coalition, about the lessons her mission could bring back home, and about how to explain that connection and consent were stronger than duty alone. One morning, Ariane led her to a plateau overlooking the ocean of glowing trees that stretched to the horizon. Lyra could feel the energy of the world beneath her feet, the gentle vibration that seemed to echo the heartbeat of the planet itself. She inhaled deeply, savoring the warmth of the sun and the fragrance of the strange flowers that flourished along the cliff's edge. "This place," Ariane said softly, "is where my people come to think, to reflect, and to see their path clearly. You are welcome here as my equal human. It is a gift I offer freely." Lyra smiled, feeling the weight of their words. "It's beautiful," she said, "and it feels peaceful, like I can see everything more clearly when I'm here with you." Ariane nodded. "Peace is a choice as well as a state of being. You have learned to choose understanding, to open your heart, and to trust. That is why you belong here." They sat together at the edge of the plateau, watching as the wind danced through the glowing trees below. Lyra felt a gentle vibration run through her, one that she had learned was Ariane's way of sharing calm and reassurance. She reached out, taking Ariane's hand in hers, and felt the warmth and depth of their connection resonate through her entire being. It was a sensation she had never experienced on Earth, a feeling of belonging and acceptance that went beyond words. Over the following days, Lyra and Ariane explored parts of the planet that even she had not yet seen. They wandered through valleys filled with plants that shimmered like liquid silver, observed creatures that floated through the air like living clouds, and discovered hidden springs whose waters carried a gentle, healing energy. Every moment was shared in quiet wonder, every experience deepening their bond. Lyra realized that love in its purest form was not about passion or obligation. It was about presence, understanding, and mutual respect. One evening, under the soft glow of the twin moons, Ariane suggested they visit a place called the Lake of Reflections. As they approached, Lyra saw that the water was perfectly still, mirroring the stars above like a liquid mirror. "This lake," Ariane explained, reflects more than your image. It shows what is within your heart if you are willing to see it. Lyra knelt at the edge of the water, her reflection appearing beside Ariane's. For a moment she saw only herself, her human face framed by the alien light. Then the image shifted. She saw the moments she had shared with Ariane, the laughter, the quiet evenings under the moons, the shared thoughts and memories that had bound them together. Each vision carried emotion, warmth, and trust. Her chest tightened as she realized just how much she had come to care for Ariane, not out of duty but out of genuine love. Ariane's hand brushed hers gently. "Do you see, human? This is the reflection of your heart. You have chosen connection, trust, and love. That is the true path, not duty or expectation." Tears filled Lyra's eyes. "I see it," she whispered. "And I am grateful. Grateful that I found you, that I can feel this, that I can understand. I never expected this. Not with someone so different from me, in a place so far from home." Oriane smiled softly, their luminous eyes reflecting hers. "Nor did I, human. But perhaps that is the beauty of life. The unexpected, the unfamiliar, the bond that transcends difference. It is more powerful than anything planned or anticipated." In the days that followed, Lyra began to think more about the future. She knew the human coalition was still watching, still learning from her experiences, and still evaluating what had been accomplished. She also knew that what she had with Ariane could not be confined by reports, regulations, or expectations. It was a living, breathing connection that required care, respect, and freedom. And she realized that part of her mission now was to find a way to show humanity that connection could exist without coercion, that love could bridge worlds. One afternoon, as they rested in a grove of softly glowing plants, Lyra shared her thoughts with Ariane. "I've been thinking," she said, "about what comes next. About humans, about our worlds, about how to show that what we have here, this bond, it's not just special, it's possible for others too." Ariane listened quietly, their hand lightly resting on hers. "Then you will teach, human. You will share not only your experiences but your understanding. You will show that love and connection are stronger than duty, that respect is more powerful than expectation. That is how both our worlds can grow." Lyra nodded, feeling a sense of purpose settle in her chest. "Yes, that's what I want. Not just to be with you, but to help both our species understand what is truly possible when connection guides our actions." Oriane's eyes glimmered with warmth. "Then we will do it together, you and I, human, side by side, heart to heart, mind to mind. Together, we will show that love is the path forward." The following weeks were filled with preparation and reflection. Lyra and Ariane spent time teaching one another new ways of communicating, exploring the world, and refining the ways they could share emotions and understanding. Lyra sent carefully crafted messages to the human coalition, explaining the lessons she had learned, the ethical approaches she had practiced, and the deep bond she had formed with Ariane. She emphasized choice, consent, and the power of mutual understanding as the foundation for interspecies connection. The human coalition's response was slower this time, but when it came, it carried acknowledgement and encouragement. They praised her approach, recognizing that the mission's success was not measured in biological objectives alone, but in the cultural and emotional bridges that had been built. Lyra felt a sense of relief and pride, knowing that she had not only honored her bond with Ariane, but also helped humanity take a step toward a more thoughtful, empathetic future. One evening, as the twin moons rose and the alien sky shimmered with light, Lyra and Ariane walked hand in hand along the cliffs overlooking the valley. The air was warm, filled with the soft fragrance of glowing flowers, and the landscape below sparkled like a living jewel. Lyra felt a quiet contentment, a sense of belonging she had never known before. "I've never imagined," she said softly, "that I could feel so complete somewhere so far from Earth, but here, with you, I do." Ariane's eyes glimmered as they squeezed her hand gently. "Nor did I, human, But completeness is not found in place alone. It is found in connection, in understanding, in love freely given and freely received. Lyra smiled, feeling the warmth of the planet and the presence of Ariane surround her. Then let's continue, she said. Let's explore, learn, and grow, not just for us but for both our worlds. Ariane nodded, their thoughts intertwining with hers in a gentle, comforting embrace. Yes, human. Together, we will show that love and understanding can transcend difference, distance, and expectation. Together, we will journey across worlds, hearts, and minds, discovering the true meaning of connection. In the following days, Lyra and Ariane embarked on new explorations, discovering hidden valleys, luminous caves, and creatures that shimmered like living starlight. Each experience strengthened their bond, teaching them new ways to communicate, understand, and grow. Lyra realized that love was not a destination, but a journey, one that required patience, curiosity, and care. She had learned that the greatest discoveries were not of places or species, but of hearts and minds. One morning, as sunlight danced across the glowing rivers, Lyra reflected on how far she had come. She had arrived uncertain, following orders, unsure of what to expect. Now she felt a sense of purpose that went beyond any mission, beyond any human expectation. She had found a love that transcended species, a connection that honored choice and understanding, and a path forward for both her people and Ariane's. Ariane approached, sensing her thoughts. You have grown, human. You have learned to trust, to connect, to love, and to understand. That is your gift, not just to me, but to both our worlds. Lyra smiled, feeling the truth of their words in every fiber of her being. And it is a gift I will continue to share, she whispered. I want our worlds to learn, to grow, and to understand that connection and respect are stronger than obligation. Ariane's hand rested lightly on hers, their thoughts entwined. Then we will continue, human. Together we will explore, learn, and love. Side by side, heart to heart, mind to mind. Nothing can limit what we can share and become. As the moons rose high, casting their gentle light across the alien world, Lyra felt a sense of hope and wonder that stretched beyond the horizon. She knew the journey ahead would hold challenges, discoveries, and growth, but she also knew that she would face it with Ariane by her side. Together, they had learned the true meaning of connection, the strength of choice, and the power of love that transcends worlds. And as they sat together, hands intertwined, gazing at the glowing forests and shimmering rivers, Lyra understood that this was only the beginning, a beginning of endless possibilities, endless discoveries, and endless love across the stars. The adventure of the heart, she realized, was the greatest journey of all, and she would walk it with Ariane forever.